Imagine, the moon which illuminates our nights and has always been a part of our stories and dreams, now faces a threat so terrifying that even imagining it seems terrifying. Scientists from Harvard and NASA have jointly released a report that has shaken the entire world. According to them, a massive space object named 3I Atlas is heading straight for the moon. The most frightening thing is that if it collides with the moon, the impact will not be limited to the moon alone. Its effects could be felt on Earth as well. The tension in NASA's control room is so great that they blurred parts of the live footage to avoid panic among the public. But inside sources say the real truth is even more dangerous and has been hidden until now. Scientists believe that if this collision occurs, pieces of the moon could be scattered into space. This could endanger Earth's tides, weather, and even satellite systems. Imagine, the moon which we see every night may no longer be its original form. So the question is, what are NASA and Harvard hiding? And if their predictions prove correct, are we prepared for this impending disaster? In this video, we'll show you everything that's been hidden from the world until now. Watch the video until the end, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel to never miss an update. 3I Atlas's first detection. It all started on an ordinary night. Astronomers and scientists were observing space as usual. This work is usually a routine, but that night something was different. A telescope at Harvard University's Space Research Center suddenly spotted a strange, fast-moving light. Initially, the scientists thought it might be an asteroid, as such small objects often travel through space. But as they examined the light more closely, their faces lit up. This was no ordinary object. The scientist who first spotted the object immediately alerted his team. He contacted NASA's control center and shared the live feed. The NASA team was also shocked when they saw the object. Not only was the object moving very fast, but its direction was also different. Usually space objects move in circles or follow a single path, but this object was moving in a straight and direct motion. This alarmed scientists, as such a pattern had never been seen before. After hours of continuous monitoring, scientists named it 3I Atlas. The 3I meant that it was the third interstellar object observed, meaning it came from outside our solar system. Atlas was the name of the telescope that first captured it. This information shocked everyone. 2 interstellar objects had been observed before, but they were not as large or dangerous. This object was many times larger than the others and was headed directly toward the moon. Initially, scientists decided to keep this news a secret. They feared that if it reached the public, it would cause panic. Both Harvard and NASA monitored the object continuously and began sharing data. But gradually, they realized that the object was getting closer every hour. Inside sources say that the atmosphere in the NASA control room that night was very tense. Some scientists sat quietly, staring at their computer screens, while others conversed quietly among themselves. One scientist even said that if this object actually collided with the moon, it would have profound consequences for the entire world. From that moment on, this discovery became not just a scientific event, but a wake-up call for all of human civilization. And this is where the true story of 3I Atlas begins, a story that has been kept hidden from the world until now. The size and speed of this object, 3I Atlas's size, is so large that it stunned scientists. According to initial reports, the object is approximately 40 to 50 kilometers long, comparable to a small city. Asteroids typically float in space, ranging in size from a few hundred meters to 1-2 kilometers. However, 3I Atlas is many times larger. Its magnitude is so great that if it were to collide with a planet or moon, the impact would be like thousands of nuclear bombs exploding simultaneously. This devastation could shake the entire universe. Its speed is equally dangerous. According to scientists, 3I Atlas is moving at a speed of approximately 70,000 kilometers per hour. This is such a high speed that if it were to approach Earth, humans would have no chance of stopping it or changing its path. In comparison, typical comets travel at speeds of approximately 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers per hour. This means 3I Atlas's speed is nearly twice that of normal. According to NASA data, this speed is so great that no satellite or spacecraft could stand in its path for even a second. Scientists consider it dangerous because it is heading directly toward the moon. The moon is vitally important for Earth. It regulates our ocean tides, maintains weather, and provides light at night. Damage to the moon could disrupt Earth's natural balance. This could lead to tsunamis, major weather changes, and human life could be endangered. The size and speed of this object combined make it extremely dangerous. It is not just a cosmic phenomenon, but a serious threat to all of human civilization. This is why both Harvard and NASA are constantly monitoring it and recording its every movement. But the closer this object gets, the more concern grows. Harvard and NASA's secret alert. When Harvard and NASA learned of the object's true size and speed, they immediately called a secret meeting. This meeting was held at a secret location, not in a public place. Only selected scientists and senior officials were present. The entire 3I Atlas data was shared at this meeting for the first time. Harvard scientists stated that if this object does not change its direction, it could directly collide with the moon within the next few months. The NASA team presented simulation videos at the meeting. These videos showed that if a collision occurred, large pieces of the moon would be scattered into space. Some of these pieces could even fall towards Earth, causing massive waves in the oceans and potentially submerging coastal cities. The atmosphere at the meeting was extremely tense. Some scientists were quietly reviewing data on their laptops, while others were discussing in low voices among themselves. Fear was clearly visible in their eyes. Following the meeting, a secret document was prepared, detailing the potential consequences of a collision. It clearly stated that if 3I Atlas collided with the moon, it would cause catastrophic changes on Earth. This document was so sensitive that it was only shared with a few trusted individuals. However, a few days later, it was somehow leaked. Screenshots began circulating on social media, showing possible images and graphics of the aftermath of the collision. NASA immediately dismissed these leaks as fake. However, some Harvard scientists, in private, acknowledged that some of the information contained within them could be true. They believed that NASA and Harvard were concealing this information from the public to prevent panic. If this news were to reach the public, people would panic, the economy could collapse, and mass migration could begin. According to sources, both NASA and Harvard are not yet fully prepared. They do not possess any weapons or technology capable of altering 3I Atlas's path. This object is so massive and fast that it is nearly impossible to destroy it. Scientists are just hoping that by some miracle it will change its course. This secret meeting and the leaked document have now raised many questions. Are NASA and Harvard telling us the truth? Or are they just telling us false stories to keep us quiet? What the real truth is will only be revealed in time. But one thing is clear, the threat from 3I Atlas is growing every day and could become a major threat to the entire world. Possibility of a moon collision. Scientists have closely tracked the movement and direction of 3I Atlas for several weeks. Their calculations indicate a high probability of this object colliding with the moon. According to the latest NASA data, the probability of a collision is estimated to be approximately 78%, a significant figure for any space event. Initially, scientists hoped the object would change its direction, but as time passes, it is moving more directly toward the moon. If this collision occurs, the consequences could be devastating. Scientists have created several 3D animations and graphics to illustrate this event. These depict how when 3I Atlas collides with the moon's surface, a massive explosion will occur. This explosion will be so powerful that it will create a huge shockwave in space. The echo of this shockwave will reach not only the moon, but also Earth. The impact could cause massive cracks on the moon's surface. Some parts of it will break off and scatter in space. These fragments will form small meteorites and spread in different directions. Many of these fragments could even reach Earth, causing a meteor shower-like event on Earth. This would be similar to what happened millions of years ago when the dinosaurs became extinct. The most frightening thing is that the moon's gravitational force could change. This would disrupt Earth's natural balance. This would have a direct impact on the oceans, weather, and human daily routines. Scientists say that once this event occurs, there will be no way to stop it. This is why NASA and Harvard are making every effort to avert it, but no solution has been found so far. Potential impacts on Earth. If 3I Atlas actually collides with the moon, the effects on Earth would be devastating. The first impact would be on our oceans. The moon controls Earth's tides. If the moon's shape or position changes, dangerous changes in the oceans would occur. Suddenly, massive waves could swamp coastal areas. Many cities could be completely submerged. This tsunami would be the largest and strongest ever. The second major impact would be on Earth's weather. The moon plays a crucial role in Earth's weather balance. If the moon's gravity changes, Earth's axis tilt could also change. This would mean extreme cold in many places and unbearable heat in others. Monsoon patterns could completely change. This would directly impact agriculture, vegetation, and human life. The third major impact would be on Earth's satellites and communication systems. When large pieces of the moon's surface scatter into space, these pieces could collide with Earth's satellites. This could completely disrupt internet, mobile networks, TV signals, and even GPS. The world could suddenly return to a technological dark age. The most dangerous impact would be on human life. When a tsunami occurs in the ocean and the weather becomes uncontrollable, millions of lives would be at risk. Many major cities would have to be evacuated. Food and water will become scarce, and people will begin to flee. The entire world will be in chaos. Scientists believe that this event will not be merely a cosmic collision, but will forever alter Earth's history. A senior NASA scientist even said that if this collision occurs, our civilization may never be the same as it is today. This is why NASA and Harvard are desperately trying to avert this collision, but they don't yet have a concrete solution. Their teams are constantly developing new experiments and mission plans, but the danger grows with each passing hour. Imagine, one day you look up at the night sky and the moon is gone, or its brightness has changed forever. The thought of it is terrifying, and this same danger faces us today, so close that we can see it with our own eyes, but we cannot stop it. NASA's panicked control room. That day was one of the most tense in NASA's history. The control room was filled with dozens of large screens continuously streaming live footage from 3i Atlas. The nervousness was evident in the eyes of every scientist in the room. Some were rapidly checking data on their computers, while others stood silently, staring at the screens as if their breath had stopped. The atmosphere was so tense that a pin could be heard. Suddenly, the image of 3i Atlas became clear on the screen. It was now much closer to the moon. A senior NASA official immediately ordered that certain parts of the live stream be blurred. He feared that if the footage were shown to the public, it would cause panic. Some scientists protested, but were silenced. NASA later issued a statement stating that they had taken this step to prevent misunderstandings and rumors. However, some inside sources say the real reason was far more sinister. Audio and video clips were leaked from NASA's systems, recording conversations inside the control room. These recordings clearly showed the scientists' panic. In one clip, a scientist said, "If it hits the moon, we won't be able to stop it. It's a bigger threat than we thought." When these clips went viral on social media, NASA dismissed them as fake. However, public suspicion only deepened. Many experts say this wasn't a normal day for NASA, but rather the moment when they realized this event could change the entire course of human civilization. The panic that spread through the control room was proof that the situation was spiraling out of NASA's control. Harvard's research and scientists' fear. Along with NASA, the Harvard team was also continuously researching 3i Atlas. They first determined the object's exact direction and speed. To do this, they used advanced telescopes and space observation techniques. After weeks of hard work, Harvard gathered startling evidence. This evidence clearly showed that 3i Atlas's path was headed directly toward the moon, and its speed was so high that it was nearly impossible to divert or slow it down. Harvard scientists sent a special report to NASA. This report warned that if no action was taken in the coming months, a collision was inevitable. The report also stated that the impact would not be limited to the moon, but could also cause massive devastation on Earth. Meanwhile, a statement from a senior Harvard scientist was secretly leaked. In this statement, he said, "We don't have the technology to stop it. If it hits the moon, we can only watch from afar." This statement went viral on social media, sparking panic. Although Harvard never officially acknowledged this statement, many believe it was the real truth that was hidden from the public. Disagreements arose within the Harvard team. Some scientists believed that this information should be immediately released to the world so that governments and organizations could prepare. Others believed that disclosing this information would spread panic and worsen the situation. This controversy escalated to the point where heated arguments often broke out in meetings. One scientist argued that even NASA and Harvard together could not prevent this threat, but at least warning people was necessary. Other scientists believed that revealing the truth would cause people to flee cities for their lives, leading to chaos. These disagreements and leaked statements made it clear that the Harvard scientists themselves were deeply in fear and confusion. This fear was not just about the size and speed of 3I Atlas, but about the possibility that if the truth were revealed, it would change the entire world. Meanwhile, various stories began to circulate among the public and the media. People were forced to wonder if the world's leading scientific institutions were so afraid, how grave the real threat was. This fear within Harvard was now spreading globally, and this fear could prove even more dangerous in the days to come. A social media storm. As news of 3I Atlas slowly began to spread, social media erupted into a storm. People began discussing it on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Thousands of posts and videos went viral, making various claims about the object. Some shared live sky-watching photos, identifying the mysterious light in the sky as 3I Atlas. Hashtags like Moon Impact, Durshak 3I Atlas, and NASA Secrets began trending rapidly on Twitter. New posts and threads appeared every minute. Some people were jokingly creating memes, appealing for protection of the moon, or blaming aliens. Others were posting seriously frightening posts, warning that the world was about to change in the coming months. Long threads about this event began to appear in various Reddit groups. Some claimed that NASA and Harvard were hiding the truth, while others claimed they had evidence proving a collision was inevitable. Numerous YouTube channels produced videos on the matter, garnering millions of views. Some of these videos presented real astronomical data, while others simply spread fear and rumors. Public anger began to grow. They argued that if there was a real threat, governments should openly disclose it. Many accused NASA of concealing real information solely to protect its funding and reputation. Some even went so far as to say that if this proved true, it would be the biggest hoax in human history. This anger and fear continued to grow on social media, and people around the world were imagining an uncertain future. Conspiracy and alien theories. As news of 3I Atlas spread, various conspiracy theories also began to emerge. Many claimed that this event was not merely a natural cosmic phenomenon. They believed that the object's path and its direct direction were the result of someone's plan. Some began linking it to alien technology. They argued that 3I Atlas was not a naturally occurring object, but rather sent by an alien civilization. According to this theory, aliens are studying the Earth and Moon, and this collision is part of a larger experiment. Some even suggested that this could be a message from aliens, demonstrating their power. On the other hand, others attributed it to a conspiracy by secret organizations. They argued that powerful countries and institutions had conspired together. Supporters of this theory believed that this event was engineered to control the world economy and gain power. They claimed that NASA and Harvard were involved in this plan and were therefore concealing the real information from the public. This mystery also began to be linked to past events. Many people link it to the Tunguska event of 1908, when a massive explosion suddenly ripped through the forests of Siberia, burning thousands of trees to ashes. The cause of that event remains unclear to this day. Some say it's a similar event, only this time targeting the moon. Some religious and mythological believers interpreted it as a sign of the end. They said ancient texts mentioned such events and that it signaled imminent change on Earth. This further fueled fear among the public. All these theories further complicated the situation. Now people were faced with the question of whom to trust, the official statements of scientists or social media and conspiracy theories. This situation created further difficulties for NASA and Harvard. The more they concealed the truth, the more suspicion grew. Every new leak, every viral clip, and every new post deepened the mystery. Today, people were not only afraid to look at 3I Atlas, but also worried that it might be the work of some powerful force. Be it alien technology or human greed, both were equally fearful. This fear and mystery had divided the world. On one side were those who believed it was merely a natural phenomenon, and on the other, those who firmly believed it was the plan of some invisible force. But what the real truth was remained hidden behind a veil of mystery. Recalling past space accidents. The history of space is filled with many mysterious and dangerous events. This isn't the first time a space object has frightened the world. One of the most famous is the Tunguska event. It occurred in 1908 in a dense forest in Siberia. Suddenly, a massive explosion erupted, burning thousands of trees in an instant. At the time, no one saw what caused the explosion. To this day, scientists remain unconvinced whether it was a meteorite or the result of some mysterious force. Furthermore, the Chelyabinsk meteorite event is also very famous. In 2013, a bright light suddenly flashed over the Russian city of Chelyabinsk, followed by a powerful explosion. This explosion injured approximately 500 people and shattered the windows of many buildings. NASA and other space organizations had no prior knowledge of this meteorite. People were perplexed as to why scientists were not informed in advance about such a major event. Such incidents have often raised the question of whether NASA and other agencies are truly transparent. Many believe that NASA has often concealed the truth. For example, when strange images and unknown signals were received on the moon during the Apollo missions, they were not released to the public. Later, only edited footage and cleaned information were released to the public. Now that the 3I Atlas incident has come to light, many are linking it to past accidents. Like the Tunguska, Chelyabinsk, and other incidents, a mysterious space object is approaching Earth. The only difference is that this time, the target is the moon. One thing is common in all these incidents: incomplete or delayed information was always provided to the public. This is why the question is growing in people's minds whether NASA is hiding the real truth this time too. And if so, is that truth so frightening that the world is unwilling to hear it? The biggest threat to Earth. If 3I Atlas really collides with the moon, the event won't be limited to the moon alone. Scientists say it will have a profound impact on Earth's natural balance. The moon isn't just a beautiful celestial body, but it plays a vital role in our lives. It regulates ocean tides, stabilizes Earth's axis, and even maintains weather. If the moon were to break apart or its gravity were to change, the first impact on Earth would be on the oceans. Massive waves would rise, devastating coastal cities. Major ports and cities like New York, Mumbai, Tokyo, and Sydney could be submerged. This tsunami would be many times larger and stronger than any natural disaster we've ever experienced. The weather would then change completely. Scientists say the moon's gravity stabilizes Earth's climate. If this balance is disrupted, some places will experience unbearable cold, while others will experience heat that will make it impossible to live. Monsoon and rainfall patterns will be completely disrupted. Food shortages will occur, and famine-like conditions could arise. The third and most serious impact will be on Earth's technology and satellite systems. Pieces of the moon, scattered in space, could collide with satellites orbiting Earth. This would completely disrupt the internet, television, mobile networks, and GPS systems. The modern world could suddenly return to a technological dark age, impacting airlines, navigation, and even hospital equipment. The consequences for human civilization will be devastating. People will flee their homes for safety. Panic and chaos will spread through major cities. Struggles for food, water, and medicine will ensue. Governments will lose control, and a warlike situation could develop worldwide. Scientists' most frightening prediction is that if a large part of the moon were destroyed, the Earth's rotation and tilt could change. This would mean that the balance of day and night would be disrupted. Some places would experience darkness for days at a stretch, while others would not see the sun set for days at a time. This would devastate the entire ecosystem. A Harvard scientist wrote in a secret report that this event could change Earth's history forever. He said, "If 3I Atlas hits the moon, it won't just be a cosmic collision, it could be the beginning of the end of an entire civilization." A big question for viewers. After hearing all the information so far, the biggest question that arises is whether the 3I Atlas collision with the moon is simply a natural event or part of a deliberate plan. Scientists say this object came from outside our solar system, but many experts and people on social media are expressing doubt. They ask, how did this happen so suddenly? Why is this object moving in such a straight line toward the moon? Is it just a coincidence or a ploy? If this is a plan by a secret organization or an invisible force, it is extremely dangerous for the world. Imagine an organization so powerful that it can target even the moon. Could they possess technology that can change the direction of celestial objects? If so, this incident could be more than just a collision, but a warning. Perhaps the beginning of a major war or a game of control. The second big question is, will NASA and Harvard tell us the real truth? Or will they continue to hide everything as they have in previous incidents? History shows that whenever scientists have had information about a major threat, it has often been delivered to the public late or incomplete. Will the same happen this time? Now is the time for viewers to reflect and express their opinions. Do you think the Three-Eyed Atlas threat is truly natural? Or is it the result of a conspiracy? And most importantly, if NASA and Harvard know the truth, will they ever tell us? Please leave your opinion in the comments section below the video. Your thoughts and questions may help solve the true mystery. Now it's time for a fast-paced and dramatic recap of the entire story. A recap that will captivate viewers and raise their heartstrings. The scene begins with fast-moving visuals on screen. A small object suddenly appearing from distant space. This is the same Three-Eye Atlas. Amid loud background music, it's shown how Harvard scientists first spotted it. Their frightened eyes, the object growing on the telescope screen, and the first alert sent to NASA. Then the cut to NASA's control room, where panic and tension are palpable. Scientists are rapidly working on computers, and the screen shows this massive object moving toward the moon. Scenes then flash one after another, leaked documents and secret meetings, rumors and viral hashtags spreading on social media, glimpses of discussions on Reddit, horrifying videos garnering millions of views on YouTube. Then suddenly, bang! 3D animations depict what would happen if Three-Eye Atlas actually hit the moon. The moon's surface explodes, fragments scatter into space, and a massive meteorite hurtling toward Earth. The background music becomes so loud and terrifying that it takes the audience's breath away. Fast flashes of the devastation that will be wreaked on Earth. Dangerous waves rising in the ocean and a tsunami. Cities plunge into darkness. People flee screaming. Satellites collapsing and internet connectivity faltering. Then the screen flashes the leaked statement from a Harvard scientist saying, "We can't stop it, we can only watch from afar." This line makes the video's climax even more terrifying. In the final seconds of the recap, the NASA and Harvard logos appear simultaneously on the screen. The question echoes in the background, is this collision natural or planned? And will we know the truth before it's too late? The suspenseful music slowly fades and the screen goes completely black. A line appears. The truth about Three-Eye Atlas isn't over yet. The real story begins now. As this story draws to a close, the suspense deepens. Three-Eye Atlas isn't just an object. It could be the greatest threat of the future. Both its speed toward the moon and its enormous size make us believe that if a collision occurs, its impact won't be limited to the moon. It could upend the entire Earth system and change the future of our civilization forever. That's why we tell you, this story isn't over yet. The real truth is just beginning to emerge. What NASA and Harvard are showing us may not be the whole truth. The real footage, the real data, and the real evidence are still hidden from the world. The question is, why? And for how long? In the next video, we'll show you the shocking footage that NASA has kept hidden in secret files. This will be the video that will clear the picture and reveal what Three-Eye Atlas is and what mysterious forces are at work behind it. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. So when the next big reveal happens, you'll be the first to see it and know the truth. Remember, the Three-Eye Atlas truth isn't over yet. The real story has just begun.